Written by Dr.Yaşam Ayavefe.
Digital security limits. Now is not the time to debate whether the digital society will materialize. History is in motion and the digital transition at work right now. It is shaking up already deep-rooted economic and social mechanisms, transforming entire segments of society, changing our behaviors, interactions, and even some of our cognitive abilities. Like any major change, this new industrial revolution is accompanied by new risks as well as new opportunities. This article aims, first of all, to remember how the risks of digital malicious acts are ubiquitous and more dangerous than ever before. Next, we will provide small and medium businesses with ways of reflection through the application of adapted measures and ground rules. Emergence of risks. It seems like a long time ago when a company's IT used to enter customer orders and invoices in a rudimentary way, as well as write letters that were printed and then mailed. The unprecedented dimension of our society's increasing dependence on information systems has begun to emerge. Most companies are trying to move today's company into tomorrow's digital world. Over the last 2 decades, the local, national, and international environment has become extremely competitive, subject to a labyrinth of regulations of all kinds and increasingly rapid economic changes. At this point, there is a new risk. This risk is malicious acts related to information systems, otherwise known as digital distrust or simply cyber risk. Not integrating cybersecurity as one of the building blocks of business survival would be a fatal mistake. Reducing this to a base of priorities and therefore budgets to allocate to it would be not only a mistake but, above all, a potential miscalculation. Seeing local or remote competitors investing in cybersecurity, conquering new markets is an example. Because cybersecurity will undoubtedly be the distinguishing element which will put many customers at ease in guaranteeing the smallest possible exposure to various cyber risks. Unfortunately, digital threats have become persistent, multiple, and increasingly complex. At this point, no sector of activity was spared. An international group or startups with 10 employees, size or turnover is no longer a criterion of indifference or a guarantee of invisibility. The target, above all, is due to the often easily accessible wealth of information assets. A simple ransomware can plunge them into an abyss of worrying bewilderment and, worse, potentially deadly challenges. Second, it represents 5% to 10% of the total amount of information produced, exchanged, and held by a company, regardless of size. It is this knowledge that is vital to its survival, at the heart of the company's renowned knowledge legacy. Cyber risk has in fact become one of the main risks in recent years for all actors in both the state and its administration, the private sector, and society and citizens at large. In the late 2000s, a certain foresight about these risks led countries to establish security agencies. It has enabled an upward reassessment of cyber risk, mainly through operational experience gained by various specialized government services. It also made it possible to significantly strengthen the resources allocated to other ministries, especially defense. In addition, the first National Cyber Security Strategy, published in 2011, has been updated and presented to the public. One of the biggest innovations of this strategy is that it encompasses the society as a whole with its economic, social, and even societal dimensions. Because the digital security strategy aims to make some of the state's facilities available to protect and defend all companies, large and small, as well as citizens. The creation of a national center to assist victims of cyber attacks has been essential. Which risks and which consequences? While most large companies now face major digital threats such as destabilization, espionage, or sabotage, SMEs face cybercrime first and foremost. Since many of them work directly or indirectly as subcontractors to large contractors, it is reasonable to assume that most probably fall within the scope of preferred targets.
Written by Dr.Yaşam Ayavefe.